Hey, what's up everybody, it's Roy from India. Welcome to my channel Roy's Academy. Make sure you watch the video till the end, because if you don't, there might be some punchlines at the end of the video which is very much important for cleaning the concept. And also at the end of watching the entire video, please do hit the thumbs up button and also comment down in the comment section below and let me know if you have any personal queries or doubts. And also you can show me your love and affection by subscribing my channel. So please do subscribe my channel and help me grow my channel more and more for you people, so that I can help benefit you people with more such videos. Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to discuss on the catabolism of the pyrimidine nucleotides. Right. In case of pyrimidine nucleotides, we know that in case of the DNA, we have the two major nucleotides. One is the cytosine and another one is the thymine. And in case of the nitrogenous bases, and in case of the RNA, it is obviously uracil. So the nucleotides in case of the DNA are the cytidylate or the cytidine and thymidine, and in case of the RNA it is uridine in place of the thymidine. So uridylate, thymidylate and cytidylate, these are the conventions that we are going to deal about in case of the pyrimidine metabolism. Now in case of the pyrimidine metabolism, the first compound, the foremost compound which comes into our mind is thymine. Thymine nitrogenous base. Okay, now this thymine molecule, in the presence of this thymine is the nitrogenous base of the pyrimidine, right? In the presence of dihydrouracil, dehydrogenase, dihydrouracil, dehydrogenase, thymidine helps in the formation of dihydrothymine. Okay, dihydrothymine, sorry, it would be THY. Now this dihydrothymine means what is happening in this case is the dihydrouracil dehydrogenase is removing the hydrogen from the thymine, but itself is also incorporating the dihydro group. So once it's removing the hydrogen, and in another case it is also incorporating the dihydro group, that is double hydrogen group. So it is forming dihydrothymine. Now this dihydrothymine, in the presence of dihydropyrimidinase, dihydropyrimidinase helps in giving rise to the molecule beta uriiodo isobutyrate. This is a molecule which comes from the dihydrothymine. Okay, now this beta uriiodo isobutyrate, in the presence of uriodopropionase, in the help of enzyme beta uriodopropionase, helps in the formation of the beta uriodopropionase in the presence of enzyme beta uriodopropionase. Okay, the compound name is changing, forms beta amino isobutyrate, amino isobutyrate. Okay, beta amino isobutyrate. Now the beta amino isobutyrate, in the presence of aminotransferase, beta amino isobutyrate in the presence of aminotransferase, along with the conversion of alpha ketoglutarate to glutamine, alpha ketoglutarate to glutamate, it forms methylmalonyl semialdehyde. Methylmalonyl semialdehyde. Okay, this will be glutamate, not glutamine. Glutamate. Methylmalonyl semialdehyde. Okay, so methylmalonyl semialdehyde is the ultimate compound that is being excreted as waste out of the body. Now here what happens is the thiamine, let's have a recap or a sneak through the entire process again. Thiamine in the presence of dihydrouracil dehydrogenase forms the dihydrothiamine once the hydrogen group is being removed, and in another case the dihydro group is being again incorporated. The dihydrothiamine in presence of dihydropyrimidinase helps in the removal or gets removed with the amine group. Okay, here the amine group is being removed. Pyrimidinase or the pyrimidine group, pyrimidinase, where the pyrimidine entire pyrimidine group is being removed along with the nitrogen radical or the amino acid group, and then it forms beta iodoisobutyrate. Now the beta iodoisobutyrate, which is a derivative of dihydrothiamine, in the presence of beta iodoisopropionase helps in the formation of beta amino isobutyrate. Now beta amino isobutyrate in the presence of aminotransferase with the help of the alpha ketoglutarate converted to glutamate helps in the formation of methylmalonyl semialdehyde. Okay, this is the non-toxic compound or the waste compound which is being liberated and generated deliberately, removed deliberately out of the body through the form of urine or other means of excretion. So this methylmalonyl semialdehyde is the ultimate end product of the catabolism of the thiamine in this case. Now, in the same way, like this thiamine pathway is happening, in the same way, the other pathway like that uridine or the cytidine, all these pathways are ultimately helping in the formation or liberating or ending up with the formation of the methylmalonyl semialdehyde, right? So methylmalonyl semialdehyde is the ultimate end product or the waste product that is being removed or rejected out of a body when the thiamine or the uracil or the cytosine group becomes excess and becomes toxic to our bodily functions. So this is how the catabolism of the pyrimidine nucleotides happen.